Alright, so there was a screw here and a screw here. And since Apple phone doesn't have a pause, I had to go get my GoPro. There's a screw there. And one there. Not sure if that has to come off or not. So we'll go from there. There's a screw here and here and here and here and looks like there and there. Gotta get those out. Looks like there's one here. There's one on this end and one in the middle and one on the end. That comes out. And there's one. I might be missing one there, and there's one there. There, there, and there. So these are the screws. They're long that go in there, and ones that went here and here and under here, under there, are all short. So I still got to get this one out. That one was holding a vent, and now the vent collapsed. I'm not sure if it needed to come out or not. Probably did, but that vent screwed in right there. Alright, these were all Phillips. Here, 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 and here. The short ones. I don't know, maybe I'll just try to shove that back in the hole. Yeah. I have to figure out how this comes apart. Obviously I can unplug those. There's this vacuum. A bunch of vacuum lines here, it looks like. Bolted on there so they can't pull off. And then that's cable driven. Oh, that's a light. So I just shoved it in this hole like that. There. Just like that. Unplugging it did make it easier. Hopefully that'll stay out of the way as I'm pulling the dash. There's a couple screws here. Well, there's one missing there. Let's see if it loosened up any. Oh, yeah, it's getting loose. Gotta go over the other side and do those. There's some screws when I take out, I'm like, well, that one's probably not gonna go back in. And there's one here that was missing on the other side to hold the speaker in, or the speaker cover in. That was a pain in the butt. Okay, again on this side, looks like there's two screws on this one holding this vent in. Obviously this has been apart before. And then that one, which kind of looks stripped. That's not, oh. Well, you can see the whole dash is loosening up with just this one screw. And these ones are the long ones on it across the top. There must be something else under here. Here's one. dash move. And the short ones across the bottom. Something's still hanging on. Oh, there's ones across the bottom here. That seems like it's going to hold the door on. What else is holding? Something on the other side. Maybe. Oops. I should have unscrewed those. Seems like it's still connected to the venting. I don't think any bolts are holding it now. Disconnect the speakers. Hard to see in there. The sun's shining. If I'll have to drop the steering column or not. Gonna drop the steering column. This bolt and this bolt holds on the hood. And there's another nut and another nut. Okay, there's 4 bolts that hold it on, and I needed an extension. There's one there and one there, and it holds this back piece on, and then the front. It's pretty easy, really, and it just drops down, and I think it's hanging off the wires. Let's see if I can get this dash out now. Ugh. Probably didn't have to be unbolted, by the way. This vent. Boy, this one screw here and this whole metal piece would come out. It probably was bolted in more places than that before. And this metal piece is that too, and it goes across the top of the steering wheel. Alright, so the wiring on this is holding me up. I'm going to have to take that out and shove these wires through their holes because I think they're holding me up. Fuck. That figures. I had to pick it up out of this. Catching right there. Okay. Wire didn't come out. There we go. Okay. That wasn't so bad. Now we got all this stuff here. What was this? That was a light. And you got the fuse box. I'm guessing this is the body harness. Yeah. Yeah. Boy, this is pretty rusty. Almost like it had some kind of a problem with moisture in here. I don't see how all this is fitting through that little hole, so we got some electronics and stuff back here. Connected to the metal and stuff. See this stuff? I'm not sure if I'm gonna need that for the running the car or what, you know, this stuff. I have to look. There's solenoids though, and whatever this control box is. And I don't, and this right here, I guess I do see it. This is the fuel pump relay. So the carpet's got to come out and all that wiring in order to swap this stuff over. There's a box here. I'm not sure what that's for. Seems to be a lot more involved than I thought. I'm gonna have to get rid of or unsnap this stuff and this stuff. And it looks like it goes all the way over there to where one of those plugs into the computer. So I'm gonna need two hands to do that. I disconnected these ignition plugs here, here, and here. And these two plugs go to these. It'll be pretty easy to figure out, I think. I should undo these two screws that hold this box in. Alright, part of the harness was this brake. And you just pull this pin that's connected to the brake pedal up there, this brake switch. And it's got this washer behind it, and then that just pulls right off the brake pedal. This has a bolt here and a bolt here. It connects across on this metal piece here. And this has a bolt here that holds this on. That is part of this. It's 9:30 seconds. no idea what any of this stuff is. So that's why I just plan on taking all of it. That way I don't have to worry about the wiring being wrong, because I'll have all the same wiring. And I'm pretty sure that ignition switch and everything is a different setup than the 93. So that's why the steering column has to go, because I'm not gonna worry about things plugging in and not plugging in. And other different wiring issues, like amperages and stuff like that, that might be different. So I'm taking all of it. Even this stuff probably here. I gotta rip this carpet up and get under there and get that too, that fuel relay, and then whatever wiring's running back to the tank. And the carpet, obviously. And unbuckle all this stuff from the side here. Now I gotta take off some of this stuff to get the rest of these wires. They go to the trunk. So I'll get these panels off and see where it goes from there. Alright, with the hatch, the wiring is a little easier. I had to take the panel off the side here, but I don't have to pull the stuff through the fender like I do the convertible. So I'll be able to pull this stuff out pretty easy. And then I gotta pull it out of there. That goes to the fuel pump right there. So I'm gonna have to take this off to get to the wiring, and then that'll be the fuel pump and probably the tail lights. Yeah, another free tool. Got a free socket and a free 5/8 wrench. So I pulled both panels apart mostly, and there's one wire. This wire went around through there into the speaker, and the rest of it's the lights, and that's the fuel pump that I need, fuel pump wire that I need. I gotta disconnect this ground still, and this crash sensor. This must go up to the heater for the window. So that needs to, single wire. That plug, and this plug, and this plug. Seems like it's all for the window heater. That is the inertia switch that people are talking about, that evidently is needed for the fuel system. So I'm gonna have to save that. I was gonna clip it. I thought it was a crash sensor, but then I got to reading on here and it says inertia on it, so that needs to be saved. Now there it is. It's the lights in the back, the inertia switch, and the fuel pump plug, fuel pump relay. It's all in there. I think one of them even goes, maybe, I don't know if it goes to the ECU or not from there, but I need that harness in order for the fuel pump to work, and I need this harness in order for the fuel pump to work, because it's wired different. So like I probably already said a million times. So now, whew, I got to do the same thing to this car. Take that dash out and drop the steering column and take the seats out. I might figure out that these ignition switch wires are the same. If they are, then I might try to squeeze the gauges in. I've heard that you don't have to change the gauges, so we'll see. Okay, I got the wires all plugged in. And I don't have it. Let's see that wire there. Yeah, it's just going into the back and plugging in the fuel pump. But I hit this reset switch because there's a reset switch on this inertia switch, and I just heard the pump kick on when I turned it on. So I think it got some spark too. We got lights on the bezel. Probably can't see that. Well, I'm gonna see what happens when I turn the key now. I hooked up the neutral safety switch too, so it turns over. It doesn't have the oxygen sensors or the exhaust hooked up, so. Give it a little gas. Oh. It's not that loud even without exhaust. All right. Well, it ran. That means that I can probably put the dashboard back in and hook up the fan and put in some radiator fluid. Pretty sure I didn't put in radiator fluid yet. Hook up the exhaust. All right, milestone man, milestone.